Welcome back to my channel. It's been a while that I have not done my biblical musings. I started with chapter 1 of the book of Ecclesiastes, and today I want to continue with what I left, and that is in Ecclesiastes chapter 1. I will continue with verse 12 to verse 18. So I will read it from the English Standard Version. Ecclesiastes chapter 1 verse 12 to verse 18. I, the preacher, have been king over Israel in Jerusalem, and I applied my heart to seek and to search out by wisdom all that is done under heaven. It is an unhappy business that God has given to the children of men to be busy with. I have seen everything that is done under the sun, and behold, all is vanity and striving after wind. Verse 15, what is crooked cannot be made straight, and what is lacking cannot be counted. I said in my heart, I have acquired great wisdom, surpassing all who were over Jerusalem before me, and my heart has had great experience of wisdom and knowledge. And I applied my heart to know wisdom and to know madness and folly. I perceive that this also is but striving after wind. Verse 18, for in much wisdom it's much vexation, and he who increases knowledge increases sorrow. So I have noted in my previous musing that Ecclesiastes is a part of the larger classification in the Bible, in the Old Testament, specifically wisdom literature. This forms part one of the wisdom literature. So this, together with Proverbs, Songs of Solomon, Ecclesiastes, and Job, the book of Job. So in verse 12, we can see a clue to the identity of the preacher. Sabi dito, he has been king over Israel. So this one text that is a clue to who is this preacher. That many believe that this is King Solomon. Maraming naniniwala that this, because of this verse that speaks of the preacher has been king over Israel. And we know that King Solomon has been king over Israel and dubbed as the most wise king in the history of Israel as a nation. So in any way, at any rate, hindi naman sinasabi sa Bible dito sa Ecclesiastes kung sino yung preacher na yon, but he has been king over Israel. So in verse 13, as we read, he said that he applied his heart to seek and to search out by wisdom all that is done under heaven. So speaks of his qualification na besides siya yung naging hari sa Israel in Jerusalem, he also applied his heart to seek and to search out by wisdom all that is done under heaven. And what he observed, ang sabi niya dito, that all the things that is done under heaven is an unhappy business that God has given to the children of men to be busy with. So now he is expounding yung kanyang main theme. Yung main theme niya is what? In chapter 1, di ba? if we remember, ang main theme niya is yung vanity, all is vanity. In verse 2, vanity, sa chapter 1, verse 2, vanity, all is vanity, sabi ng preacher. So, lahat daw ng ginagawa sa mundo is an unhappy business that God has given to the children of man. So, he is very qualified to say that all of his life, sa kanyang buhay, he has applied, he has searched what is wisdom or what is reality, all of reality that is happening dito sa mundo. So, ang kanyang sinasabi is that God has given an unhappy business to men, to us. And I perceive that many will be saying that this unhappy business is that lahat ng nangyayari sa mundo walang katuturan or meaningless, as he said in verse 1. But that is not what the preacher is what the preacher means, na wala na tayong saya dito, hindi na tayo pwedeng magsaya. But I believe what he's saying is yung burdensome or yung burdensome task na binigay sa atin sa mundong ito. Yung maraming struggles, there will be many struggles, there will be many trials that would come in our existence in this earth. So it's a burdensome task that we will find here on this earth. And in the larger context of the Bible's theology is yung curse with Adam, when the Lord cursed him as a punishment for his disobedience to God's command that he should not eat the fruit. So sabi ni God doon that there will be burdensome or the curse in working. So I think that's part of what the preacher is saying here, that he say that it is unhappy business in the totality or the meaning in the whole context of our existence in this earth, that there will be many trials or unhappy business to deal with, troubles and burdens in our tasks in this earth. So where the preacher is saying is under heaven, sabi niya, under heaven. So I believe this under heaven is the same or interchangeable or synonymous with under the sun in verse 14, when he examine everything under the sun or under the heavens. So this phrase is he's saying is as under the sun or under the heaven is interchangeable sa kanyang use. And for some mysterious reason, God is saying that He ordered these trials and temptations and troubles for men as we experience because of the fall of men in creation. Because Adam fell into sin. That's why this is the order of creation in this present life. So yung preacher is qualified to say that he has applied wisdom in all of his energy, in all of his dealings sa buhay na to. Ay makikita natin yung kanyang qualification, that he examined everything under the sun. Ang kanyang pursuit, he applied his heart to seek and to search out by wisdom all that is done under the heaven. All of reality dito sa mundo, he has searched, he has applied his heart to know wisdom. So in that sense, wisdom is not vain, that he has seek all his heart what is the meaning of life, what is all about that is happening in this world, or the reality, every reality that is happening in this world. And his conclusion is, he said, it's an unhappy business that is task for men. So it becomes pointless. The meaning of life become pointless, in the sense that he said that all is vanity and striving after the wind, sa verse 14. So he has concluded, based on his introduction, that the life here is vanity or vain and striving after the wind, after he has already seek and apply his wisdom all his life of what is the real meaning of life in this earth. And he said this in verse 15, what is crooked cannot be made straight, and what is lacking cannot be counted. So, as a result of his pursuit sa wisdom, he has concluded na sa kabila ng kanyang paghahanap sa wisdom kung anong meaning ng nangyayari, this is the conclusion. What is crooked cannot be made straight, and what is lacking cannot be counted. Hindi ibig sabihin na sinasabi ng preacher dito na wicked or crooked in the sense of wicked yung nangyayari o yung kanyang conclusion, but in the sense that hindi mo maaarok, or you cannot, it's quite in the sense of inscrutable yung nangyayari, not in the sense that corrupt, na there will always be an aspect of life that is quite mysterious sa buhay na to, that God does not reveal to us, na lahat ng questions masasagot natin. So, sabi niya, what is crooked cannot be made straight. Hindi mo mapapaliwanag kung paano nagiging what is crooked, yung mga bagay na hindi natin naiintindihan, hindi natin may straighten. And what is lacking cannot be counted. And we see that in our experiences in this life, di ba? Napakaraming mga wise na tao, matatalinong tao, either sa society or sa culture in general, na napakatatalino na ng mga tao, ang dami ng advancement in technologies, in science, and everything, but still, the most fundamental problems in this world is not yet solved. Di pa rin tayo nagpo-progress in terms of our our civility. There's still wars going on. Ganun pa rin ang takbo ng mundo, hindi nagbabago. Marami pa ring tension. Although napakaraming mga matatalinong tao, hindi nila ma-solve yung basic need ng tao. Yung basic peace and stability sa lahat ng mga nangyayari. So, I believe that is the sense of what the preacher is saying. That what is crooked cannot be made straight, and what is lacking cannot be counted. Even though you applied everything in your wisdom, there will be an aspect of mystery that God has given to us, that we cannot have that full meaning dito sa nangyayari sa mundo. And in verse 16, he said, he, as an added qualification, that he has acquired, sabi niya, I have acquired great wisdom, surpassing all who were over Jerusalem before me. Siya yung pinaka-matalino, pinaka-wise na tao na nabuhay sa Jerusalem, sabi niya. At his heart has great experience of wisdom and knowledge. He has experienced everything na naranasan niya. He is wise, he is knowledgeable. No? And this wisdom and knowledge, in the context of the Bible, hindi lang naman ang wisdom and knowledge is quite synonymous in the sense that he has experienced all this wisdom and knowledge in his life. You know, nowadays we can see the nakikita natin kapag sinabing knowledge or wisdom is just head knowledge. But in the context of the Bible, is wisdom and knowledge pertains to this life. Kung gaano ka ka-wise, kung gaano ka knowledgeable, it pertains to your practical outworking sa buhay natin. As the preacher is saying, he has acquired by experience of wisdom and knowledge. It's not just head knowledge, but it's part of it when you say that you are truly knowledgeable in this life, and wisdom is by experience of wisdom. And he applied his heart in verse 17 to know wisdom and to know madness also, and folly. I perceive that this also is but striving after the wind. So, hindi lang wisdom yung kanyang inanap, pati yung kanyang quest sa madness and folly. And that is, nandun yan sa book, sa chapter 2, verse 3. Sabi niya sa 2, verse 3, I search with my heart how to cheer my body with wine, my heart still guiding me with wisdom, and how to lay hold on folly till I might see what was good for the children of men. So also in terms of wisdom, but also in terms of folly or foolishness or madness, that he seriously considers to be an alternative to wisdom, yung madness and folly. So kinonsider niya rin yun if it's an alternative to wisdom, because he has already seek wisdom. It's with all of his heart. Now he also considered madness and folly. So para maintindihan niya kung ano yung wisdom, tinry niya din yung madness and folly. But the wisdom or the wisdom of madness and folly, he said that it's also striving after the wind. And his conclusion in verse 18, for in much wisdom, it's much vexation, and he who increases knowledge increases sorrow. So, ito yung conclusion niya, that in much wisdom is much vexation, and he who increases knowledge increases sorrow. That forms part of his conclusion. That is, sa pursuit niya ng wisdom, sa pursuit niya in all his life about wisdom and knowledge, is lalong nag-i-increase yung vexation, yung sorrow sa knowledge. And that is, if you know how this happens, if you are seeking really after wisdom or knowledge. Walang katapusan yung pag-increase ng knowledge. Sabi nga nung isang quotation is, kahit in the increase of knowledge about reading books, about searching for knowledge, increased knowledge, there will be no end. Walang katapusan sa paghahanap mo ng meaning and wisdom in all of this life. And as he said, it is striving after wind. Now, we should see this. I'm not saying that all things that we do in pursuing knowledge, in pursuing greater knowledge about this life is meaningless, as I have already noted that what he means is not in the sense of absolute meaningless. O wala nang saysay yung mga ginagawa natin to further our knowledge in whatever field we are endeavoring. So he said that in the philosophical sense, that in the context of the scripture with our relationship with what God has done in this life, and that is in our relationship with God. If all of our pursuit is just for knowledge, is just for bare wisdom, ang sabi niya is, for in much wisdom it's much vexation, and he who increases knowledge increases sorrow, as he explained. So this will be, he will expand this more in all of reality sa buhay niya. Makikita natin lahat ginawa niya, lahat ay na-experience niya, he still wanting to know the true meaning of life, or the true meaning of reality in his life. But not just in the sense that he said, okay, we should be happy, we should be, drink and be merry. But at the end of the day, what is the meaning of that? Is that we enjoy it, but what is the sense of that? What is the true meaning of, without the premise of God as our creator? Dun sa, as we will be accountable before God in the later portion of the book, especially in the last chapter, in this conclusion, na kung yun lang yung pursuit natin, that would be meaningless, or striving after the wind. So that ends my chapter 1, and hopefully it's been helpful for you, for us, this great book, Ecclesiastes. Thank you again, and I will continue this next. See you next time. And if you've been helpful, please subscribe for more of my blog. Bye.